The next island that you should visit in August if you are looking for an off-the-beaten path place to stay is definitely Sikinos, which is only a couple of hours by ferry from Chios. So if you want to go there, probably you can fly to Santorini and then you take a ferry in about 4 or 5 hours and you will be there. Also in this case, I spent 1 week in August about 3 years ago and I was not disappointed. Let me start with the positive of this island. First of all, this island has 2 old towns, Bechora and the castle, which face each other. Beautiful towns that you can walk, discover, get lost. Recently renovated with beautiful squares and the typical Cyclades design, which means blue and white widely used, and a few nice bars and cafes that open in the evening to enjoy the cool time of the day. There is also a castle and a monastery that you can easily explore on top of a hill, and from there you get another incredible view of the archipelago. This is an island I particularly love also for my trekking time. I do love trekking and this island didn't disappoint. Actually, they organize a map with all of the possible paths that you can take, north or south of the Bechora. You can reach all of these places with a local bus or you can walk there. I had an amazing walk actually in the south of the island that lasted about 5 hours. I didn't meet anyone actually I met when I reached the top of a small chapel, which is pretty unique if you think that I was there in August. And what about the beaches? Well, the beach of the harbour town is absolutely spectacular. It's sandy, it's wide, incredible water, very shallow, so it's perfect if you're traveling, for example, with kids. On top of this beach, you can visit other beaches in the island, but the only way to access that is by rented boat, and that's a little bit of a drawback. But in saying that, obviously, you will be almost alone in whatever beach you're gonna visit. So what are the drawbacks of this island? First of all, access. Once again, you get 1 or 2 ferries a day top. Another drawback is that the harbour town, when you arrive, is not really the most spectacular one. I think it was actually built probably in the 70s, 80s, and the architecture that comes from those years is definitely something that you won't remember for a long time. So if you are more into the typical Greek character, I definitely suggest to book one of the accommodation in Bechora, which is only 15 minutes by bus to the beach. And talking of accommodation, I actually left in the video description a list of all of the accommodation that I would suggest in every island that I'm talking in this video. You can also rent a car from small supermarkets in the harbour town, but it's more of a family business. You can't really book in advance and August can be busy. I was lucky enough, I found it for a couple of days to explore the island, but it's really down to luck.